Hello and happy Thursday, friends. I am here to share some Halloween things with you today. But before we get started, I just wanted to say hello. My name is Rachel Trout, and I have been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for almost 12 years. And every Thursday, I come here live to share some cards with you. And every week, you can get the card kit for free with your order, too. Let me adjust this just a little bit there. Okay. So this week is going to be a little bit different. Usually we make 3 cards and I offer the card kit for free, and this week we are going to do just 2 cards because I was working on my scrapbooking workshop kit yesterday afternoon, which we're also going to take a look at here today, and I spent a lot more time on that than I intended to. So the 2 cards we're doing today are super cute. They are using the Potions and Spells bundle and some of the designer series paper that coordinates with the scrapbooking kit. And the cards are a little more involved, maybe not as far as making them, but as far as the pieces I need to cut for the card kits. So this week, instead of 3 cards, what we're going to do is 2 cards. And if you spend more than $40 before tax and shipping, using the shopping link that I will put in the description of the video, now through Tuesday, I'm going to send you enough supplies to make 2 of each card. So you get supplies for 4 cards total to each of the 2 designs. And if you spend more than $50 this week, I am also going to include a surprise mystery embellishment. So that's kind of a little fun thing that I thought we would do this week. So I will put a shopping link in the description of the video when I'm done, but you can get the card kit for the cards that we make today if you would like. Okay, there are lots of exciting things coming up in October for Stampin' Up! And I don't want to spend too long on this because I know you're here to see the cards and the crafting, but I don't want you to miss out on these things either. So I'm just going to touch on a few of them, and then you'll probably see posts coming up in the next week or so with more information. One is World Card Making Day. This is a holiday that is always the first Saturday in October, and Stampin' Up! For the past few years has done a virtual event to celebrate this day. They do card making, it's free and anyone can attend, but this year they are asking you to register, and I think that is the only way you can get the link to watch the video. So I will try to have a post up either this afternoon or tomorrow that has that link in there so you can register for the event. It will be available to watch afterwards. You don't have to be live on the day that it takes place to watch it, but you do need to register so you have the link so that you can get to it. And then they've said everyone who registers is going to get a free little gift after the event. So I'm not sure what that means, but it's exciting, right? Free gifts are awesome. I am like trying to guess what they're going to give everybody, and maybe it's like something for free with your next order or a coupon code, or I don't know. I could be totally off base. They have not done that before, so that's really exciting. So that's World Card Making Day. I believe it's October 5th. If I have my dates correct, the first Saturday in October. And I believe it's in the afternoon and just for an hour. So, like I said, I will post a link so that you can register and see more information. Also coming up in October, Stampin' Up! Has some really exciting things. There's going to be a sale on our Kids Collection kits. They will be up to 30% off. I'm not sure which kits or different discounts on different kits is usually how it works, but up to 30% off, and that's awesome because we have so many awesome kits available. And there's also going to be a starter kit promotion in October, which I love. The promotion this time is you pay $99 for your starter kit, and instead of picking out $125 of product, you get to pick out $155 of product. So an extra $30 for free. I love starter kit promotions, and I think I'm going to have to share my Stampin' Up! Story, how I joined Stampin' Up! Almost 12 years ago. It's getting close to my anniversary of joining the beginning of November. So that'll be fun. But a starter kit promotion, is always awesome. October is a great time to try out being a demonstrator because you'll have until the end of April to use your discount and to check out all of the demonstrator benefits like pre-ordering. Something exciting that's happening for demonstrators in October is we get to pre-order the new online exclusives that are coming in November. And they've given us a peek at a few of them, and they are super, super cute. So they're going to be taking a lot of my money again next month. But that's why I'm a demonstrator, right? So you can also add those pre-order items to your starter kit in October, just FYI. And you'll get to participate in our pre-order for celebration and the next mini catalog. I'm not sure if there's going to be a pre-order for the next scrapbooking release, but that happens in January, I believe, with the next mini catalog. And of course, shopping at a discount is always awesome, right? So that starts October 1st, and so does the Kits Collection sale. And you can also put those on sale kits into your starter kit and get even more for your money. So something to think about, and I'm going to share more about that as the days go on. But today we are here to do Halloween stuff. So let me see if I can flip you down. Now, I seriously was working on my scrapbook pages all afternoon yesterday. And I ordered pictures that I could add to them, and I just picked them up this morning. So I got all of them put in except for my last layout. So I have them cut, and maybe we'll just put them together on camera, and I can show you kind of how it works, and then we'll do our cards. So let me see if I can get this flipped without too much of a struggle here. I gotta find my flipping button. The funny thing is to flip my camera. When you start the Facebook Live, it's in one spot, and after you start, it moves to a different spot. So I had to look for a minute. Okay, let's see if we can get this in here all right. Okay, I did better last week. I will get better with practice. I think I need to move my holder just a little bit more. But you can see a peek at the scrapbooking pages right here. Now, I gave you a little hint yesterday. I'm going to share my thoughts on the scrapbooking pages. And my hint was I wanted to blow off all my other responsibilities and do a bunch more scrapbooking. So, if you didn't catch it from my hint, I am in love with these scrapbooking products. And I ran out of Stampin' Seal while I was putting my pictures in. So we're going to add that, and then I will show you the pages. Now, I am making a couple of cards today also, so we'll do that after we take a look at the scrapbooking stuff. And I like to give the cards that I make away to people who are watching and commenting. So if you are here watching live, or you are watching later on YouTube or on the Facebook replay, make sure you say hi and interact, and you will have the chance to win one of the cards I make today. Okay, so the scrapbooking workshop kits are new. They are some of our scrapbooking products that were just introduced. And this particular one is the Halloween Memories Scrapbooking Workshop Kit. So they come in this gigantic Ziploc bag. So all your pieces are in there. And there are color printed directions, which is awesome. Now this one, they said they found mistakes in the copy that was printed in the kits. So if you go into the online store and you find this scrapbooking workshop kit, you can click on a link to print the directions that have corrections. So I did do that. I printed off my pages from the website so that I could get it correct. But I'm going to show you this one so you can see what the actual printed directions look like. And this is similar for all of the scrapbooking workshop kits. So on the front, it shows you the 3 layouts. So in each of the scrapbooking workshop kits, you're going to get supplies to make 6 pages. So 3 2-page spreads. It tells you additional materials that you might need. So for this one, you just needed adhesive, your paper trimmer, your scissors, and then if you want a basic black Stampin' Write marker, but you can leave off this stitching that you draw on if you want to. So you don't necessarily need that. Everything else is in the kit. It also tells you what size of photos you will need and if they need to be portrait or landscape. So what I did is since this is Halloween, I have Halloween pictures from just about every year. So I went back and I looked for photos that would fit with these layouts, and now I have lots of my Halloween memories scrapbooked, which is awesome. So first you'll see there are pages with cutting instructions. And you know what? I didn't even notice this. I didn't even read this. You probably should read this. This was the thing I realized when I was putting these pages together and working on them yesterday. I think that you should read the directions, and there are lots of little details that I was not always careful to look for. So I'm going to point some of those out to you today so you don't make the same mistakes I did. So I should have read this because it would have helped me with some of these things. So here's my first tip. Read the instructions. But first it shows you how to cut all of the paper. So in your scrapbooking workshop kit, you get some designer series paper and you get some of our new two-tone cardstock. And it tells you what side is the front, what side is the back. This is, on this one, which way it needs to be orientated to cut it. If there's a little star next to it, then that's the back side of the paper. And they're all labeled. So the ones that go on the third layout start with a 3. The ones that go on the second layout start with a 2. And the ones that go on the first layout start with a 1. And the little scissors indicates where you need to make the first cut. Okay, so I did all of my cutting first, and then I organized it into piles, 1, 2, and 3. And what you could do is you could label the back sides of yours with like a pencil. You could label them with which piece they are, and I think that would be helpful because you're not going to see the back. But I would use a pencil or something that won't show through. And then you get into the instructions for each layout. So it shows you the page, and then here, now I did not notice this until I got to the second layout. It tells you which pieces to adhere, and they're all labeled, and I kept looking back to the cutting pages. What I didn't realize until I got to the second layout is that they're all labeled right here. So you can see which pieces you are using, and they're labeled right there. And then the other thing that I did not realize until I got to the third layout is that there are measurements here that tell you like how far away this piece needs to be from the edge, how far away this piece needs to be from the edge. And I didn't have a ruler, so even though I did realize this on the third layout, I was kind of eyeballing everything, and it worked out okay. But I thought it was neat that those little measurements are in there. So just pay attention to the details is my advice, because I obviously did not. And then this was the right page. Same thing. You've got your written instructions. You've got all the pieces labeled and measurements of how far things are from the sides and everything like that. And then it goes on, and it's the same for the second and the third layout. So my other thing that I was curious about is, are you using all of the pieces in the kit, or do you have leftovers? I wasn't sure how that was going to work out. So I actually had quite a bit of things left over. You end up using most of the stickers. I still need to put some of these on my pages, but they go over photos and things, so I haven't done that yet. I just had these 2 arrows left, and I did double check and make sure I didn't forget them somewhere, but I think they are extra. And then I just had a little bit extra of these border stickers, but I think it's because I didn't read those first instructions and cut them properly. So you may not have those pieces left over. So the sticker sheet, you are using the whole thing. They also let us know that in this one, there were extra photo placeholders that you could just use. I love these because if you are doing your own layouts too, you can try different photo sizes and see how things fit together. And I'm probably just going to keep these and use them for that purpose. And these might not all have been extra. I removed them when I added my photos today. But if you take a look, I have a good amount of my two-tone cardstock. I have pieces of designer series paper. This is a whole sheet. And then I had whole sheets, a whole bunch of whole sheets of the two-tone cardstock. So I think what they do is they put the whole pack in the workshop kit, but you're not using the whole thing. So I actually had a ton left over, and I was kind of surprised. I did not expect that. I expected to be using just about everything in the kit. So that was kind of a nice surprise. And I had also ordered, so you can order the designer series paper, and you could order it with a sticker sheet. You can order that separately. You can order the two-tone cardstock in coordinating colors separately, and you might not need to, is all I'm saying, depending on how many pages you're wanting to do, but you do have some left over. Okay, so let's start with the first layout, and I'm going to show you how it turned out. I can probably do one page at a time because of the size. So these are 12 by 12. My other tip here is it did say to match your photos before you attached, and I think that is a great tip. Or at least don't adhere your stickers ahead of time. So I kind of stuck the photo placeholders in. I didn't press down on my stickers. But today when I went to add my photos, I did have a little bit of trouble peeling those back to tuck the photos under. So I would definitely put your photos in before you add the stickers. But isn't this cute? So this is my oldest daughter. That was her first Halloween. And we dressed her in this little monkey jacket is basically what it was. And I thought it was super, super cute. And then on this page, so we did a trunk or treat at our church. So that's where we were. And I thought this was so cute, her looking into the bucket of candy, wondering exactly what that is. She was actually sitting in the trunk at that point. So there's some room for a little bit of journaling here. So I'll share some of those memories here. And I thought this was perfect, the spookiest little monster. She's not dressed like a monster, but she is little, and I thought that was really cute. So those are how my first two pages turned out. And I just had so much fun putting them together. It was nice not to have to think about the design at all. It was all done for me. But I'm getting to put my memories down, and I really, really enjoy scrapbooking. All right, this is actually the third layout, but I guess I did the pictures on this one. So this is a few years ago for Halloween. One of my husband's work friends lent him this Mario costume so that he could dress up with our boys as Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi, which was a ton of fun. And then my in-laws come almost every year during the fall break time when my kids have off of school, and usually they're here for Halloween. So we always take a picture with them and the kids. And again, here I have some room for journaling that I will need to add in. And then this is the other page. So this was at the kids' school. They did a trunk or treat there, so they all went together. And again, my husband dressed up in his costume, which was a lot of fun. And then this was right before we went out trick-or-treating at night. So he didn't wear the costume for that, but that's all right. And then there's more room for journaling here. So these pages are really, really cute. And then it's easy to add in your photos. And then they're all done. So I had to order the photos right away because I thought, what's the point of doing these pages if I'm not finishing them? Okay, what happened to my other picture here? I know I had another picture I was going to put there, but I am not sure what happened to it. Maybe I left it in the other room. But I'll show you because I ran out of time to do these. So this is another Halloween. And for this one, well, maybe I should show you the other page first. We'll do this one. My kids were a little bit younger here, and I thought the looks on their faces in some of these pictures were really just funny. So I wanted to put multiple pictures in. And I have more photos from this Halloween, so I probably need to create a second spread for this one. But I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus to adhere everything. And when I am doing scrapbooking, I like to go around all of the edges to make sure that it's going to stay. So like I said, you probably want to attach your pictures before. I didn't press my stickers down, but I did put the photo placeholders in place. And as you can see, I'm having to be careful here. So definitely do your photos first. I think that's maybe the tricky part about this is I wanted to add all of the stickers and make it look nice. But you definitely should do your pictures and then add all of those. Okay, so there's that one. Tuck that back there. And then we'll add this one in. The stickers make it really nice too because you don't have to cut anything. It just sticks right down. I did have to work a little bit on this cluster of stickers and papers right here to get it to look how I wanted it. And I'm going to have trouble peeling this one too. Well, maybe. We'll see. So the stickers are pretty sticky. I think they're a little bit repositionable if you're moving them right away and you're not pressing down too hard when you put them on. But as you can see, as they've stuck longer, they do get stickier, and I don't want to rip that. You know what? I'm going to work on that later. But my other picture is going to tuck in there. Okay, so that's that one. And then I'm going to have to finish both of these later because I don't know what happened to that picture. Must be in the other room. So let's see. I saw somebody said hi. Hi, Laura. Laura, is the hurricane coming towards you, or are you going to be okay on your side? I have a couple friends and my brother live in Florida, so I know everybody's watching to see. I haven't checked today to see if it's path changed or where it's going, but I know all of my friends, well, one of my friends is a teacher and my sister-in-law is a teacher, and their schools all have off, and hopefully it's not as bad as they think it might be. Okay, so there's that one, and then this one too. So this one was paper, and I figured out if I'm going to do it this way, don't put the adhesive right there because then I can just pull this out and tuck my picture in. And again, I can add a little bit of journaling right there. So those are, you're on the East Coast. It's supposed to hit the West Coast more, isn't it, Laura? I think one of my friends is in Fort Myers and she's on the west side. Okay, so those are the scrapbooking pages. Like I said, I really love them. I think I am going to buy all of the kits that we have right now. Maybe not all at the same time. I do have the fall one too, which I'm planning to share with you next month. But if you do one of those scrapbooking workshop kits every month of the year, you will wind up with 36 two-page spreads by the end of the year. So it's a great way to get some scrapbooking done, and my thought right now is if I get at least that much done, I am way farther ahead than I was before. So I'm excited to use more of them and put more of my memories into books. Okay, here are the two cards we are going to make today. This one's kind of a fun fold, and this one, there's a couple products on this card that are currently out of stock, which I debated using them and showing them because you can't get them right this minute, but it was so cute. I copied this one from Melissa Faust and I just loved it so much. I thought I have to share it with you anyways. And the good part is if you order and get my card kit this week, those pieces will be die cut and embossed for you, and you won't have to worry about not having the products. So we're going to start with this little fun fold card. So this one is actually, this is where it opens up. It doesn't have a larger spot. So for Halloween, you probably don't have too much to write anyways. And I know some of my customers are always asking me, what do I write on the inside of the card? This one, you don't have to write a whole lot. You can sign your name. So that's the beauty of this card. So we're going to dump all of our pieces out. Now, if you get a card kit from me, this is exactly what you get. Everything is sorted into envelopes for you, and everything is cut and ready for you. So you just have to assemble and stamp. So we have a piece of basic black here that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So it is the same size as a regular card, but it's just one piece. It doesn't fold. And then this designer series paper is the same as what's in that scrapbooking workshop kit, but you can buy it separately also. It's called the Halloween Spells designer series paper. It's a little bit different than our regular designer series papers in that there's not quite as many patterns, but you get more sheets of each one. So I meant to double check that. I think it's 4 sheets of each pattern, and maybe there's 4. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But it was definitely, I was surprised it was different than our regular packages of designer series paper. So you get, there's less patterns, but you get more sheets of each pattern. Okay, so I don't know if I said this piece is 4 by 5 1/4. We're just going to lay that down. Then this is like a miniature card that we're going to attach to the front. So this is black also. It's 3 by 8 1/2, and then I scored it at 4 1/4 so it will fold in the middle. So just fold it there. And then just like those pictures on my scrapbook page, I want to make sure this sticks down good, so I'm going to get every side here. And you just kind of want to center this on your card. Like that. Okay, then we're going to do some stamping. So this piece will go on the front. It is fresh freesia, and it measures 2 3/4 by 4. And we're going to use our little star stamp here and gorgeous grape ink. Oh, you have a tornado warning. There's so much different weather that can come with hurricanes, isn't there? That is something well, I shouldn't say that. In Arizona, we sometimes get rain from remnants of hurricanes in the Pacific, but nothing too bad. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp some of the stars here. Well, Laura, I hope you stay safe and dry, and it sounds like a good time to go in your craft room and craft. Okay, so this piece we can attach to the front. And it looks like I got gorgeous grape ink on my finger, but thankfully it landed on the back side. Okay, then we have a piece of white for the inside. And we're going to stamp these bubbles. Now you can also stamp these on top of that cauldron if you wanted to. I'm using the gorgeous grape again. And I'm just going to stamp this down in the bottom corner. And then I have another little star in the stamp set. And that one we're going to do in Granny Apple Green. That's where you are, Laura. Good choice. I would be in my craft room too. Well, I mean, I am in my craft room, but if the weather was bad. Right now in Arizona, the weather is just, it got very hot again. So inside is a good place to be here too. All right, and then I'm stamping the Happy Halloween inside, also in gorgeous grape. Yeah, it cooled off here for like a week or so. It was really nice, and we had high temperatures in the 90s, which probably still sounds hot to some of you, but it was very nice here and was cooling down in the 70s, maybe even the high 60s at night. And then this week, it's back to like 110, so hopefully we'll be done with that soon. Okay, that piece just goes inside here. I feel like this is a little crooked, but maybe it's not. Okay, then, oh, I got gorgeous grape ink on here too. Okay, I am messy today. Then we're going to stamp the little Hocus Pocus in gorgeous grape also. And I think I'm going to flip this over. I don't necessarily like to do that on the tags because you can kind of tell which side is the front and which is the back, but then we won't have that smudge on there. All right, I think that's all the stamping I have to do with gorgeous grape. So we'll put that away. Then I'm going to also pull in my cauldron. And did I show you the dies? I'm so scatterbrained today. So this die set, and here's the stamp set. The dies, you have the cauldron, which cuts out the stamped image, but you can also use it by itself. And then these are handles for the side of the cauldron. This could be like a spoon handle sticking out. These are all bubbles. I've seen people use these and make them into eyes too, which is kind of cool. We didn't use any of these little potions bottles today, but like this will fill up this bottle and this fills up this bottle, so you can put like a liquid in the bottom of a different color. And then the broom we'll use on our next card, and then this cuts out like the potion oozing out of the pot, which is kind of fun. And this can go on the side of the cauldron too, like this part. So I've cut out the cauldron in basic black, and then I used our So Swirly embossing folder to emboss it and give it a little bit of texture, because I thought that would be kind of fun. And that is one of our really huge embossing folders. So you can do quite a few cauldrons at once if you want. And that embossing folder is on our low inventory list right now. So if you like that one, you want to get it before it's out of stock, like some of our other favorite things that we're using today. Okay, we are going to use our black and very vanilla large check ribbon. A couple years ago, we had the black and white ribbon that was more narrow than this one. And that was originally part of a Halloween suite. And I just think it is a fun ribbon for this. So I'm going to see kind of how much I need to tie a bow and wrap around. And then you want to wind it. You want to thread it through the little hole in your tag. And it's going to get wrapped around. My goodness, I'm getting ink everywhere today. Maybe that is a sign I need to do some dishes or something instead. I probably won't listen to it though. I do have dishes. I have other things at my house that need to be done besides crafting, if you can believe it. I would rather be crafting all day though. Okay, so there is our bow. I'll just trim this side a little bit. And then slide that tag to the side. We're going to attach our cauldron with some Stampin' Dimensionals. And this is one of those embossing folders that it really doesn't exactly matter which side is the front and which side is the back. So you can look at it and decide which way you want it to go. And then this is going to go over that ribbon. I'm just kind of centering my legs on the bottom, the legs of the cauldron. And then I have just a little piece of the green bubbles pattern of the Designer Series paper. This piece is 1/2 inch by 2. And I'm just going to cut that one end at an angle. And we're going to kind of put that behind our tag. We'll layer it kind of like that. And then just to make sure that tag stays in place, I'm going to put one dimensional on the back of it. So I guess I put this a little bit lower. So you can decide if you like it sticking out of the side or more of it showing. I guess I could always move that too, but we'll leave that one like that. Okay, last thing we need to do is our cat. So I have a piece of basic gray here. And I'm going to stamp our cat in Memento Black. You could use any black ink that you want. And what do you know? I forgot to bring my little die cutting machine over here, so I will have to grab that. It does not fail every week. I forget something. So let me grab it. Okay. So, lucky for us, in this bundle, there is a die that will cut out the cat, so we do not need to fussy cut. And that is the best, isn't it? Now, I do have to tell you that the Potions and Spells dies are on the low inventory list also. They have been for a while. I've been kind of watching it. It's hard for me to tell if it's one they will restock or not, because Halloween's kind of a limited time holiday, and people don't really craft for Halloween too much outside of right now, so it's hard for me to say if they'll restock those dies or not if they go out. Part of it probably depends on how fast they can get their next shipment or if they already ordered some. So if you want them, I would go buy them because I don't know how much longer they will be around. Okay, so there's our cat, and I'm just going to add a few dimensionals to him as well. And I'm just going to kind of tuck his legs behind the pot like that. And then we're going to finish off with a few of these sparkly gems. So these were new last year. They are called adhesive back sparkle gems, and that's what they are. They're sparkly gems. And I've used quite a few of my gold and silver ones, but not a lot of my black ones. And I think these black sparkly ones are perfect for Halloween. So I had to pull them out for my cards because they are just right for Halloween. That's never a good sign to hear when you're doing a live video. My battery's running low. Usually I charge my phone before, but I guess it was not charged all the way. Oh, you can kind of tell how my day's going by this video, right? So here is our first card. So fun. I love this one. Okay. So, you know what? I'm going to put my first version in the envelope to send to somebody. Then you won't have that little ink smudge on there. So remember, if you are watching now or watching the replay, make sure you comment so you have a chance to win one of the cards. Okay, here's our second one. And like I said, this one I copied from Melissa Faust. I thought it was so adorable. It uses a lot of the die cuts in this set. You can see I'm dumping out lots of little pieces here. When you get the card kit, you're going to get all the pieces, so you don't have to do any of the hard work. It's all done for you. And that's kind of the fun part. Okay, so this one we have lots of Halloween colors in here. I have a lemon lime twist card base. This one's just a regular card base, 5.5 by 8.5. We'll fold that in half. And then this piece fits right on the front of our card. It is 5.5 by 4.25. And this one I have embossed with the dotted circles embossing folder. This product is currently out of stock. I think it's coming back in next month. And so I debated using it, but I really loved her card. And I think it is such a fun design. So I decided I'm going to use it anyways. And if you like it, you will just have to get it when it comes back in. But the good news is if you order and get the card kit, it will be embossed for you, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, so that's the same size as our card front. And then I've got a couple of pieces of the Halloween Spells Designer Series paper. So this one is 1 3/4 by 4 1/4, and then this one is 1/2 by 4 1/4. And I think this Designer Series paper is so much fun. So it was fun to use it on the scrapbook pages, but if you are looking for something else to work on your Halloween projects with, definitely get yourself a package of the paper to use, even if you're not going to do the scrapbooking kit. Okay, so I'm just laying those on my card front with Stampin' Seal Plus. And then I have a gorgeous grape circle that I've cut with our Spotlight on Nature dies. And this is the other product that's currently out of stock. I think they're both due back in the same week. It might even be the week after next. So these dies have been really popular. They've been in and out quite a bit. It's a bunch of circles with different edges. And I use them a lot. So I am not surprised that they have been popular. So if you don't have those yet, put those on your wish list too. So that I laid down flat. Now the rest of this is just going to get glued on here, but we need to do a little bit of embossing. So I cut another basic black cauldron, and this time we're going to use the Double Double Toil and Trouble stamp. Did I bring that in here? I had it by my embossing stuff, and then where did I do with it? You know what? Let me see if I have it on the counter real quick, because we're going to need that to do our embossing. Hold on just a second. Yep, it was right on the counter where I left it embossing. So if I ever come to a Facebook Live and I have all of my supplies and didn't forget anything, that is going to be a very special day. Okay, I'm using my embossing buddy. This helps make sure that the powder is only going to stick where my ink is. So this is part of our little embossing helper kit. I forget its exact name. But it comes with the embossing buddy. It comes with this tray. It comes with these stamping tweezers and then the little brush. Now I have found that I actually like using my embossing powder in a container instead, but the tray works well also. So then we need our Versamark ink, and this is just like a watermark ink, and it stays wet for a longer time so that you can add your embossing powder and it will stick. So maybe you can kind of see the watermark where those words are. And I'm using white embossing powder. So we have a couple of different embossing powder packs right now. So you get a couple colors in one. And I forget if it's white, black, and I don't remember. You can use this brush to brush off any extra carefully. Sometimes I also just blow, so I'm going to go off to the side and do that so I don't blow this. But just to blow the little bit of powder off from where I want it. Maybe just a little more. I don't want to brush too much. Okay, and then I like to use the tweezers to hold it while I have my heat tool. I have the old version of the heat tool. It's not broken, so I haven't bought the new one. And I should say the new one is like many years new now, but that's okay. So it might get a little bit loud for a minute while we emboss this. Okay, so now we've got that nice crisp white on our cauldron, which I think really pops and looks nice. Okay, so I'm going to glue this on. I've cut this out with the die, and I've cut it out of Highland Heather. So this is this die right here. And then all of my bubbles, I just use this die, so it cut all 4 at one time, which is awesome. And then for the broom, this part I cut in peach pie, and the broomstick is in smoky slate. So I'm going to get my green glue, and we'll attach this to our cauldron. And it does not quite go to the edge, because you know if things were bubbling out of your cauldron, they'd stay perfectly in the middle, right? Well, at least for card making, they do. Okay, and then we're going to add that to the card with some dimensionals. I'm not saying I have a cauldron, but if I did. When I was a kid, I think I dressed up as a witch for Halloween for like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years straight. It was the easiest costume, and I really just cared about the candy, not about dressing up. So I don't know if you celebrate Halloween. I like all the cutesy stuff like this. I think this is super cute. But scary, spooky, creepy stuff is not for me. So I will stick with the cute stuff. And I was never a creepy witch, I don't think. So the bubbles are cut out of Highland Heather also. And you could probably use glue dots on these too if you want, but the glue works pretty well. And then you have a little room to move them around where you want. And one more little one here. Okay. Now for our broom, I'm going to put a mini glue dot on the bottom of the handle to kind of attach it to this part. And then the broom I'm going to attach with some dimensionals. And we'll just kind of stick that off to the side of the cauldron. Now I kind of want this to stick down a little bit more. And even though this part's popped up with dimensionals, I'm just going to add a little dot of glue there and hold it down for a second, because that way it won't rip off the card and get caught on something as easily. Okay. All right, we've just got to add a few more details. We're going to tie a little knot with our ribbon, and it will go around the broom. So this is really easy. It does not take a lot of ribbon because you're just tying a knot. And then we'll just trim it. Now this ribbon too, you can color if you want. So you could make it like purple and black or green and black. And that would be really cute too. Or orange and black. And let's see, maybe I'll kind of make this go off to the side. So, that was not all the way embossed. Okay, I'm gonna have to fix that. Man, I'm having lots of troubles today. All right, let's see if we can get this to at least look a little better. All right, I don't know. I was watching it carefully when I embossed it to make sure I got all those parts in. Well, I guess I missed that one. All right, we'll put our first card in the envelope for that too, because I'm just having issues today. Okay, for this one I used some of the silver ones, but you could use the black sparkly ones if you want. Maybe I'll use black sparkly ones on this one, and then you can look and decide what you like better. So you will not get ribbon and embellishments in your card kit, but you can use whatever you already have in your craft room, or you can add these to your order. These sparkly embellishments are super cute, so I recommend them. They're good for Christmas too, like the silver and the gold. So there you go. I don't know. Do you like the silver or the black better? The black pops a little more, but I don't know. I can't choose. So I probably can't make you choose, but tell me in the comments which one you like better. Okay, let me bring our other card back in. So these are the two we made today, and like I said at the beginning, these are a little more involved cutting for me, all the pieces and everything. So this week we're just doing 2 cards, and if you place an order of more than $40 before tax and shipping now through Tuesday, I will send you supplies to make 2 of each. So you get to make 4 cards, and then if you spend more than $50 this week, I'm going to include a surprise mystery embellishment in your package. So that'll be kind of fun. I will put a shopping link in the description of the video, and next week I will be live yet. I forgot to say this at the beginning, but October is kind of a busy month for me. I'm going to turn the camera back around here. Let's see here. So in October, my husband's office is moving buildings, and so he's going to be working at home 100% of the time. And this is the room that he works in when he is working at home. So next week he will still be in his office, and I will be live next week, but all the rest of October the videos are going to be recorded, as long as I get them recorded next week. And so I will still be posting them here at the same time, but I highly recommend you join my email list, because I always email out the videos, and that way you will not miss anything. Because sometimes when there is a link to something, Facebook doesn't like to show it to as many people. So if you don't want to miss out, that is my recommendation, to join my email list, and then you will make sure you get it in your inbox and you won't miss any of my videos. So I'll remind you of that again next week. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you love the cards. and I hope you are inspired to try one of the scrapbooking kits. Bye.